Fuckboy lesbian summer is upon us. Howdy hole, and welcome back to Hole Chat, a girl love and boy love podcast that will totally treat you better than your last boyfriend. I'm your host, Chuck, and with me is a femme with a big attitude, Keelz.
Question. Is a fuckboy lesbian called something else? Would it be called a fuck girl or?
They use fuckboy. From what I've heard, they still use fuckboy.
I mean, it makes sense, but like I'd never heard it aloud before, so I'm just like, is that something else now?
It's a vibe I think we all collectively feel.
Yeah.
But that is the best way to sum
We
it
know
up.
plenty of fuckboys.
We do. Some of them recovering. Others not so much.
And some are men. And some are women.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know any theys?
I don't think we know any they them fuckboys. Yet. There's always time.
We must collect one.
Well, this will be the last episode of Pride Month, and I feel like we've covered mean gays, sweet gays, gays coming into their own, coming out, etc., all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But what about stupid queers?
Your favorite.
Yeah. What about the dumb dummies? Where are those? Well, I thought, if I want dumb queers, do I have a story that delivers on this? Absolutely. What I have for you today is ROADQUEEN, which is a 2018 comic by Mira Ong Chua, and it was their first long-form comic project. It is essentially about a motorcycle-obsessed group of girls that get into some really silly shenanigans, with the lead being, I don't know how to say this politely, dumb as hell.
This is get into some biker girls. That's kind of a fun little concept.
Yeah, absolutely. But the author is a seasoned artist and is a darling of the comics animation community, which made me really excited to give this a read because I have been chasing their work for the last couple years. Because it used to just kind of pop on my radar for a second, and I thought, oh shit, I should probably read that, and I would forget about it. And it kept popping up, and then I finally followed them on social media. And then now I'm realizing, oh, there's like 1 million books that I could buy from this person.
Nice.
I need to just settle down and pick one, and I went with ROADQUEEN just because it was like the first like long form one. Thought it'd be easy to get into and kind of set the tone for some of the other ones. And now that I'm here, I'm like, wow, this is great, and I can pass the dumb queers on to everyone else.
Sorry, this made me think of advertisements. We can pass the savings on to you.
Exactly. You get a dumb queer, and you get a dumb queer, and you get a dumb queer.
Yeah. Do I know this artist? Because if it's someone you've read before, did I ever encounter them?
No, I've never read anything by them before. This is the first thing I've read by them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're just someone whose art you've encountered.
Yeah, well, so have you, technically,
Mm-hmm.
because they have been a storyboard artist for a really long time.
Oh.
And so they've storyboarded on various things, including Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Awesome.
Yeah, so they've storyboarded on a ton of stuff.
Honestly,
that we've seen.
I was like, this kind of looks like something, and I couldn't put my vibe on it. I wasn't going to say it made me think of like Rise of the Ninja Turtles, but it did make me think of like, I think sketches I'd seen before.
They also did some storyboarding for Adventure Time at some point. So
cute.
So there's a familiarity to it because I think their style is very strongly influenced by a lot of things that we like, but also because they have done work on things that we're interested in. And they've also done some like illustration work on things that we may have seen before and this sort of thing. And then again, they really are like everybody's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I hear good things about them from everyone else that I kind of like see in the industry and stuff like that. No one ever has something negative to say about them. So I think it's also that other artists are fans of this artist.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually you will see something from them.
That's always something nice when you realize, oh man, people think they're cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited to talk to you about this because I've been chuckling about it for a while. And I'm ready to introduce to you the absolute silliness.
All right.
So this is technically split into 2 parts because originally this was just like a little short that had its own like beginning, middle, and end, and so it ends kind of open ended. But originally it was supposed to be a single issue comic basically, and then after a while they continued to flesh out the story into a full thing. So the first part that I'm telling you about is going to sound a little bit like, oh, we could stop here, but then we're going to keep going.
Was it maybe a comic that was supposed to be something for like Free Comic Day?
In this case, no. This entire comic was just a personal project. Like just riffing, truthfully.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then I didn't take any screenshots. I have a PDF of this, so I didn't really see the point in taking screenshots when I already have.
When you own the PDF.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this was the original situation. Road Queen, Girlfriend of the World.
What a fun name.
And so, and the first part is also done all in color. You can tell when you get into the main part that there were some different choices made, but at this point they were like, oh yeah, this is where we're at. Okay. So let's dive in. Our story begins following Leo, a senior at the female-only Princess Andromeda Academy.
Fun name.
The school sits high on top of a hill with a single skinny, winding road leading up to it.
This feels so Utna-coded already.
Making it dangerous for large vehicles to make the trek. Thus, the students rely on motorcycles to get them to school, which is pretty fucking sick, and a situation that is perfect for a motorcycle-obsessed young butch like Leo. Except there's one massive problem. Every day, nearly the entire student body attempts to race Leo to the top of the school in the hopes of besting her and being granted the opportunity to date her. That's a lot of insane pressure and high-intensity racing to start off the day with. But no worries, Leo's never lost, and with her trusty bike Bethany by her side, she never will.
Why has this become a way to try and date her? Is she just notoriously uninterested?
That is a great question, and something that this comic aims to answer.
All right. As long as that gets answered, because let me tell you, if that never got answered, I'd drop this in the negative so fast.
That is really the point of this comic, truthfully.
Yeah. Like, I do like it when someone does a silly comic that sometimes there's just like, there's no fucking answers and you just go with it. But sometimes it's just like, you have to tell me. Me personally, I have to know.
If I had to liken this to an anime, rather than this being a space dandy, this is a kill. So, silly, yes, but there is a through line.
There is answers.
Yes, yeah.
They are wild as hell, but there are answers.
Exactly. On one such average morning, she pulls up to the academy, removing her helmet as she sighs. Why won't these girls give up already?
God. Sorry. I don't really enjoy fuckboys. I know all of them, but I can't hide my stink eye when they act this way. God, my brother's a fuckboy a little bit. Retired fuckboy, but he sure was a fuckboy.
Unbeknownst to Leo, an unknown girl is perched in a tree a ways away from her. She takes in Leo in her binoculars, confirming that the target has been acquired, and she'll be moving in.
Alright.
I told you this is going to be silly goofy. Already, we can tell silly goofy because as she's coming up the trail, the massive girls behind her on their motorcycles coming to get her.
It is so Kill la Kill already. I mean, what... You got me. Like, you know what I like. I love Kill la Kill.
And then leaving them in the dust, and then, like, knocking some of the girls off of the mountain as she's coming up the mountain. She has, like, pocket sand or, like, pocket pebbles that she throws back to, like, get them off her trail.
She's got pocket ball bearings.
Yeah. And then she's like, yeah, I did it. And then, of course, there is a girl dressed in the school uniform watching her from above.
She sure is butch as hell.
Later, at lunch, a still oblivious Leo sits with her only friend, Boots, and Boots' girlfriend.
Does Boots bring the house down?
Ma'am?
Yes.
Sashay away.
Sashay.
Leo's sitting with Boots and Boots' girlfriend, Cassiopeia, whose nickname is Cassie, but all of
Cassiopeia is so fucking lesbian, though.
I know.
Oh, man.
It really is. Oh, God.
You know what this is also weirdly giving me? Weird Golden Boy vibes. There hasn't been Golden Boy level of crazy, but just the thought of someone on the journey on a bike.
I get what you mean, yeah.
And it's this ridiculous.
I do understand. But just so we're clarifying, Leo only has the one friend, and it is Boots.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's legitimately introduced where it's like, oh, this is Boots, and this is Boots' girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Not Leo's other friend. Not Leo's acquaintance. This is Boots and Boots' girlfriend.
Boots' girlfriend does not like Leo, yes.
That's what it feels like. They're not friends, but they hang out all the time, though. Leo's further showing just how deeply oblivious she is by complaining about the daily race to the school. The race that she started. Boots has to remind her that on Valentine's Day freshman year, a young lady approached Leo with a handwritten love note and a bag of homemade treats, and very politely and earnestly confessed to her. Rather than be normal about it, Leo rips the note in half, dumps the treats on the floor, and stomps on them. She proclaims that she can't be won over by cheap trinkets and sweet words, because she's a bad girl. And bad girls do things differently.
Hey.
Stupidly.
Hey, Leo. You know what I sincerely hope happens? You know what I hope this story's about? That girl had the biggest fucking blow-up, fucking dunks on your ass, and then refuses to date you.
Wait.
That's what I want.
Pause. Leo further declared that if a girl or the rest of the student body wanted a chance with her, then they must start by beating her to school. If they prove their worth, only then will she go on a date with them.
Yeah, negative hold because I don't like Leo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, you got some real, you're bringing the fuckboy energy so fucking hard, you're misogynistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oof, God.
Boots finishes her retelling, perfectly replicating Leo's arrogant attitude. Leo, of course, is too focused on the somehow new revelation that the poor girl from the story was also Boots.
Boots, become the evil villain. Push Leo off of a retaining wall or something. Down a hill.
So we're clear. Boots 100% regrets her long-gone crush, and she's moved on to significantly greener pastures.
You know what? Minus another hole. She shouldn't regret it. She should be like, boy, this person really didn't treat me right, didn't have the decency to respond correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I deserve way better. That's what she should feel, not regret.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, Leo. You don't even deserve this friendship. You're down 2 points.
But yeah, here's Boots and her girlfriend, Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia, you a real one.
Mm-hmm.
Get Boots away from Leo. Fuck her.
And then this is obviously when they're in freshman year, and she's confessing. And this is where I'm like, Leo, come on. Because every time Leo gets confessed to or somebody tries to sincerely make connection with her, she blushes, and it's like you're giving mixed signals. Just be normal. Be so for real about this and be normal. But you won't do it. And even when she'll be arguing about, oh, well, this is, not my fault kind of thing, I'm like, you're blushing, you just be a normal lesbian. You have every chance to be a normal lesbian, but I think your 2 brain cells are working against you.
I'm about to take another hole off because I'm so mad. Boots is so cutely drawn. I'm so charmed by her. And you pissed on that, darling?
I know.
God.
I know.
If you don't get your heart broken at least once, I'm not going to be able to get over you.
Stay with me.
I'm trying.
Still, it's not like Leo thought anyone would take her seriously. She explains that she continues to refuse to take any responsibility.
Cunt! God, my coughs today sound really vicious.
Boots is one step from tearing her friend a new asshole, but Cassie calms her by petting her head, as all good girlfriends do. Besides, since she's kind of not really Leo's friend by association, it's much easier for Cassie to argue with Leo without emotional attachment. So she agrees with her girlfriend, says Boots has a point. It's obvious that Leo must like the attention she's getting from all these girls. Leo's gay too, right? And in Cassie's experience, dates can be fun, so why not give at least one of these girls a chance? It's supposedly not that simple, because Leo hates those kinds of girls. Not Boots, obviously, but all these girls that don't know her, and only see a hot biker chick with an even hotter bike.
How are they supposed to get to know you then?
That's a great question.
Like, do they have to, like, if that's your issue, then do they have to be your friend first? Because you're certainly not making any friends since you have no friends.
Yeah. They're also shallow and deserve to get turned down.
Minus a hole.
Besides, none of these girls can hold a candle to her bike, Bethany.
I hope Bethany leaves you.
Boots does rightly call her out for being a jerk and a coward, because boy, that is absolutely it. But as Leo declares that Bethany's the only woman for her, a mysterious voice asks, "Is that so?" A girl, dressed in the Academy's uniform and a pink cap, drops down from the trees, landing in front of the girls. Like, legitimately in that, like, superhero landing
I know. Girl, don't waste your time on this. Get someone better.
She introduces herself as Vega, a totally normal transfer student / bike mechanic who just so happens to be looking for a new project.
Okay, Vega.
And it's obvious Bethany's been ridden pretty hard lately. Vega literally says, "I'm a totally normal transfer student."
Yeah. I mean, I knew from the moment you said it.
Leo says no and hell no, because she doesn't trust anyone to lay a hand on Bethany. That's fine with Vega, because she's sure one of Leo's admirers will appreciate her vision and let her upgrade their bike into a race-winning vehicle. So, yeah, she's obviously baiting Leo at this point. It's clear, but again, Leo is stupid.
But Leo's gonna claim, yeah, no, I'm on to you.
Yeah, so Leo's hip to Vega's game. She's also after Leo's hot butch goodies and her heart. But no matter how good the upgrades on Bethany are, the answer will still be no. Vega cryptically explains that the payment will be calculated at the time of the project completion. Leo, like so many protags before her, can't say no to even the vaguest of challenges, so she agrees, and they clasp hands to seal the deal.
I really hope you get your heart broken. You're so annoying to me. I don't like fuckboys for a reason.
From that point on, Leo and Vega are seen everywhere together. Each moment of their days is filled with motorcycles, parts, wrenches, the way the sweat slowly travels down Vega's neck, schematics, measuring, assembly, etc. Their closeness doesn't go unnoticed by the rest of the student body, including rumors that someone could have finally beat Leo. But every bit of Leo, you can tell, is just like, oh, I'm so tortured, and you don't understand my problems.
Leo is this Gary Oakes looking motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
Holy shit. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but Gary's a bitch. It's in his expression.
Leo looks like a shounen protag.
Yeah, they look like a shonen protag. They look like an absolute cunt fuckboy, and they are a cunt fuckboy. And oh my god, please learn a valuable lesson.
And Vega is sus as shit from day one.
Yeah, Vega might as well be Team Rocket. Like, what's up?
Truthfully, you know something's going on. Everyone knows something is going on, I think, except for Leo, truthfully.
Bless your heart.
But so, of course, they're working together. They have this whole little montage scene. And Leo's like, man, maybe I am starting to get interested in a girl for once.
Not for you.
And it's got this little blush on her cheeks going or whatever. And it's like, okay, maybe we're going somewhere. So everyone notices how close Leo and Vega are being. And Boots notices too. But more so that Leo seems to be having a good time working with Vega. Like a really good time. To the point that a blush has become rather comfortable on Leo's face. Boots could be normal about this and be happy that Leo's made a friend, but Leo is completely abnormal, so there's no way to be chill in a situation like this.
So is she worried about her friend, or is she just like, girl, I told you?
She seems suspicious. She seems suspicious, and it's like, Leo needs to, like, be normal and pull the trigger on this, or not.
Hey, Leo has done nothing to prove that she's a capable person.
Yeah, Boots is both...
In regards to the heart, you know?
Yeah, Boots is both her friend, but also, if you had a shoulder conscience, I think that's the closest that Leo's got to a shoulder conscience, is Boots, and then probably Cassie's the other one, but the devil is the one that's trying to make you do the right thing, and is screaming at you all the time, and the angel is quieter, but then will slip in quick little insults at random, and that's Cassie. That's what her kind of friends feel like.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, Bethany's upgrade reaches completion, and goddamn is she beautiful. Leo's thrilled with the overhaul and gushes over Vega's work. She thanks Vega, normally, and then waxes poetic about how good it's been to work together, which is also normal because they had a good time. Leo then bestows upon Vega the great honor of being allowed to go out with her. Deeply abnormal.
Throw up.
Yeah. Except, that's not what Vega wants. That's never been what she wanted. Instead of falling all over herself with gratitude, she hands Leo a bill, an extremely large CVS-style bill, for parts and labor. Since Leo's clearly...
She's just 100% normal about this. Like, dude, this was a job.
Since Leo's clearly so satisfied with the build, a stipulation of their agreement, she's got to pay up right fucking now. But it's obvious Leo can't possibly afford the huge fee for such an insane build, so Vega will be forced to take the only thing of value Leo does have. Bethany.
You know what? I'm giving a point back to this comic. This is exactly what I would want to happen.
Leo collapses to the ground in shock, questioning if Vega is an evil hetero, or perhaps a netorare.
A what?
Netorare, or NTR, it's the cucking, the cheating and the cucking, like, hentai. So she asks for straight up, are you an evil hetero, or are you one of these, like, are you a cuck?
Does she think she's an evil cuck because she took the bike?
Yeah.
So you know what? That's also fuckboy logic, fuckboy lesbian logic. I get it. All right.
So she's neither, but as she throws off her school uniform and hat, revealing a hot pink and black racing suit and gorgeous blonde and pink ombre locks, she coincidentally perfectly matches Bethany and her new hot pink and black makeover. So it's even the fact that
she's made the bike for herself, homie.
Leo didn't pick up on that at any point in time.
I mean,
look at the bike.
It looks like her. I'm picking up on that. Girl.
Yeah. And then she hands her the bill. And then here's her just like, look, it's me now.
She's the Fujiko of lesbians.
Which
Fujiko might be a lesbian. That's debatable. So
Fujiko is dangerous to all sexes and gender orientations.
Yes.
Yeah. That is what Vega's giving a little bit. But yeah, and so now we see Vega, and she's been having her little villain monologue, which we'll get to right now.
This is still very Team Rocket of her. I'm not convinced this is not just like NC-17 Team Rocket or something. I don't know. But this is charming. Mm-hmm. I am charmed. For all the attitude I'm giving it, I am charmed.
Mm-hmm. Vega monologues to Leo, looking like a hot little villain. She understands the appeal of studs like Leo, but they're just not her type. Though Leo's not without her charms, she was just wrong from the beginning. You see, Bethany's been holding Leo back all this time, keeping her from realizing her true potential. Therefore, Vega will pay her a kindness and take her off Leo's hands. Which means...
This is so evil villain. I'm gonna take your lady for you.
But it's a motorcycle. Which means, starting tomorrow, Leo's gonna need a ride to school.
Damn.
All the pomp and circumstance of, a villain speech, but it's like, you're gonna have to get a ride to school. And it's like, this is so not serious. This is so not a big deal.
She's telling you she likes girls who run, so run, bitch. I don't know.
Vega mounts Bethany, revving her engine, as a crowd that had slowly grown around them makes themselves known. The students of Princess Andromeda Academy clamber forward as they try to reason what exactly this means. If Leo can no longer race, aren't they all winners now by default? And isn't Leo even cuter looking all helpless like this?
Leo, fuck your life.
Vega spares Leo one last look over her shoulder, telling her to play nice before peeling off and riding into the distance.
Yeah, this is Fujiko.
Boots and Cassie watch from their own bike, Boots specifically, looking on in confusion. Well, after all that time together, and all that tension, Vega just rides off alone? Sure, she gave all the girls at the academy what they've been gunning for, but won't she still be lonely? Isn't that unfair? So very much like, well, shouldn't Vega also get somebody?
Boots, shut up. Sometimes the answer is to knock the mean lesbian down a peg. And then go make love on the bike, to the bike.
Golden boy, you're right.
Uh-huh.
Cassie thinks differently. She gave all those girls a chance at something special. And Leo too, if she ever figures her shit out. And don't we all want to do that for our loved ones? Give them what they want? So, says Boots, if Vega's giving all these girls what they want, out of some weird form of love, doesn't that make her the girlfriend of the world? And so this part of the comic, the very first comic that was pitched for this longer project, was called ROADQUEEN, like the girlfriend of the world. And so then Boots says the line.
Okay, I don't buy that logic.
No, the logic is thin.
It doesn't even work.
It doesn't. That's what I love about it.
It is very Kill la Kill, or like...
It just comes at you fast.
Yeah.
Every single thing comes at you fast, and they're like, title card. And I'm like, you know what? You got me. Maybe so. Maybe that is exactly what Vega's doing as she rides off into the night, only pausing to acknowledge her next target. So this does at least set up that Vega does this as a job, that she may be essentially assassinating fuckboy lesbians everywhere that she goes.
Good. Thank you. You're the hero we all need, plus a point. We're gonna break even.
This is all of the other students clamoring around Leo, legitimately like pulling her into their swarm.
They want you, girl.
I should have just said yes to at least one of them once. And so now we're going to get into the rest of ROADQUEEN, Eternal Road Trip to Love.
Mm-hmm.
Everything at this point is listed in days, so we're going to start with day 0, and then each next chapter is going to be like day 1, day 2, day blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Now we're going into day 0. So what is going to happen to poor, emotionally constipated Leo?
She grows up.
Well, graduation arrives, and nothing's changed. She's still needlessly aloof, and hasn't given a single member of the student body a chance. The only true difference, she's motorcycle-less, and therefore forced to make the trek up to the academy on foot every single day, even on graduation day.
Mm-hmm.
She's very nearly late to her own graduation, a ceremony that she's expected to deliver a speech at the behest of her peers. So they were going to get a speaker, but the entire student body was like, no, have Leo speak. And I'm like, if you had just dated one of these girls, they would stop being so obsessed with you and everyone would be doing better. Everyone would be succeeding.
Uh-huh.
So while Leo's a problem, so is every one of the girls at the academy. Only Boots got her shit together, it seems like, and was like, nope, not touching this.
They're all a problem.
When Leo does arrive, her fellow students cheer, many of them swooning. Leo is forced on the stage by an administrator, as her many, many admirers shout out encouragements and admissions of love. Overwhelmingly, they ask her to speak from her heart and share her true feelings as a way to cap off 4 special years together. Leo blushes under their pressure and then wildly flames out, shouting about how feelings are gross and that she has nothing to say to these girls before running away like a coward.
Is this a tsundere? Is that what this is?
Almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think quite tsundere, because tsundere implies that the person is very much aware of their feelings. They're just not ready to process them until they act bratty about it.
Mm-hmm.
Leo doesn't know. They have no idea.
Yeah. I'm not into tsunderes or fuckboys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, tsundere makes sense, like, I feel like if you're in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever they have shows with middle school tsunderes, I'm like, I get this more.
Absolutely.
Because you're still in that weird stage.
Yeah.
But goddamn, when you see tsundere girls in, like, games or shows, I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you so cringe?
Yeah. No, I get it. I don't understand the charm when they are adult people, unless they're having some other weird sort of issue.
Yeah, seriously, if you build up a reason for them to be kind of, reluctant and, hard-boiled, I get it.
Yeah.
Rey from Sailor Moon, I wouldn't call her tsundere. She was just like, my dad sucks. I'm not gonna be his pretty little princess. Mm-hmm. And, she was just hard as hell.
Yeah, there are times when I don't mind it, and I don't so much mind grown man tsunderes.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even call Rey a tsundere, but
I get what you mean. That vibe of, I want you to be emotionally far away from me kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, grown man tsunderes. The only one I enjoy is in, like, I think it's called Nazoki-kun. Like, it's this girl who likes this comic artist.
Nozaki-kun.
Nozaki-kun, that's it. That's the only one that I've enjoyed because it's so fucking funny.
That's fair, and I think that's where normally I lie as well. So if it's funny, then I'm more okay with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's Leo making her trudge up this huge fucking mountain.
Yeah. Sucks.
And she's still reminiscing about, this evil lesbian took my bike from me.
Evil Fujiko stole my bike.
By the way, everyone tries to offer her a ride. She just refuses to take it. Literally, everyone's like, we'll take you there,
You need to redo your fucking life.
I know, right?
You could have had so many friends, so many girlfriends even if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless these girls personally hurt you and, like, killed your family, what is your issue?
Just date one. But yeah, here's Leo up on stage being told, tell us how you feel. And then she blushes really hard. And then she, just screams into the mic, gross feelings, shut up, I have nothing to say to you girls.
You guys are so...
Causes huge feedback, and then runs away.
God. I even like, whoever said, ugh, so typical, I agree.
That was Boots.
Boots. Bless you. Bless you, you're perfect. If you're the evil villain later, I'm on your side.
So, as embarrassing as this should be, which is honestly, okay, I put in a line about feeling bad for Leo, because normally you get very embarrassed, but you hate her fuckboy ass so much that you're not embarrassed that she flamed out on stage.
No.
That's amazing.
If I don't like you, I can't get embarrassed.
Okay, cheat code unlocked.
That's a cheat code.
Great.
If I don't like you, I can't get embarrassed. Like, if I can feel human empathy towards you, and let me tell you, I don't got a drop of empathy for this woman. She has made me drier than the desert. You're gonna have to do some work tonight to get me wet. Like, man, this girl's personality is barf.
Yeah.
Love her as comedy aspects. I am dunking very hard on this character, but I like that I dislike her this much. That's what makes it funny.
She is... I can't even say she's trying her best.
She's trying her absolute worst, and I love her for it.
Yeah. So, the next scene, if anybody is feeling some level of empathy, like, oh, she flamed out so hard, the next scene consists of her recounting this moment to Boots and Cassie, two people who were there at the graduation ceremony, by the way. And she's recounting it to them as a win and an impressive show of her aloofness. She legit says, and everyone clapped.
I hope someone says get bent to her face.
She says everyone clapped, which is 100% not what happened.
It ain't.
But Leo's a lone wolf, and it's just such a tragedy that she can't get any alone time, even on her graduation day. Which are big words from someone who is very much encroaching on Boots and Cassie's alone time, because they're like having a picnic after graduation.
Girl, fuck off.
Well, Boots is more than over Leo's moody, fake lone wolf attitude, and rightfully calls her out. Leo just thinks it's cool to seem untouchable and alone, but actually, she's just a gay fuckboy. Which is exactly what she said that is. Word for word, she says that she's a gay fuckboy.
And she is! You're not impressive or cool at all.
This, for some reason, shocks Leo. So much so that she can't really process what she just heard.
Nani?
Yeah, it is exactly, yes, it is exactly that moment. Cassie calms her girlfriend, refreshing Boots' spirit, so she can deliver the ultimate attack to Leo's propped-up self-esteem.
Oof.
Now that school's out forever, Boots announces that she and Cassie will be heading off on a super-duper, lovey-dovey, infinitely long road trip. Together. 100% by themselves, with no Leo included. Meaning, unlike previous summers, Leo's getting left behind and left alone, with no plans for her final summer before adulthood. Because every other summer she just tagged along with them, and basically third-wheeled.
Yeah.
Which I do have some pictures of. Like, them at Disney, her by herself. They're having a nice date. She's just in the background. She's always just in the background of their summer plans.
Yeah, like, girl, you're kind of the definition of a man-child.
Yeah. But a lesbian.
Yeah.
See, equality between the sexes is finally stabilizing because now we have women that suck this much.
God. Guess we all want to be equal.
But I do love this face that Boots makes when Leo's asked, like, wait, are we doing the same thing that we did every year? Nope.
She's very cute. Like, Boots is hands down my favorite.
Yeah, I think Boots is adorable too. Her anger to me makes her cuter.
Girl, you deserve to be angry.
So that's it. School's out, and Leo's left bikeless and friendless for an undetermined amount of future.
You got no maidens.
Oh, bitch! No maidens!
Oh, maidenless.
She trudges home on foot, of course, daydreaming about how good an endless road trip would feel. Just her and the open road, the wind in her butchy mullet. But Bethany's long gone, leaving her with no way to achieve this recently formed dream. Leo enters her apartment, loosens her tie, and flops onto her couch. Sure, there's no Bethany, but there's also no more school. No more girls clamoring for her attention. And hey, what's better than being alone? Yeah, alone in this big apartment that she only got so she could easily attend the school she's never returning to. Leo's possibly on her way to having an introspective breakthrough when the roar of an engine interrupts her thoughts. Leo barely has time to acknowledge the noise before a girl on her motorcycle bursts through her living room window.
Fun.
As the cycle lands, Leo and the rider lock eyes for a moment. The mystery rider pulls off her helmet as Leo looks on from the floor in a mixture of shock and admiration. It's Vega. The bitch is back, and damn does she look hot leaned up against Bethany.
Girl.
But why is Vega here? And why the hell did she just bust through Leo's window and, oh shit, is that Bethany?
I'm glad she's checking out Bethany. That's very funny.
Leo literally crawls across the floor like an over-the-top lovesick admirer to get to her long-lost bike. Vega promptly kicks Leo in the face, sending her body across the room. Which, this killed me in general. It is giving to me Golden Boy vibes, to be honest. Because at this point, Leo is just the bad parts of Kentaro.
Mm-hmm.
Not the, smart and empathetic parts, but the humana parts.
Mm-hmm.
But about this stupid bike.
Yeah.
I liked how this was laid out, that Leo's trying to have her little introspective moments, and then you hear the bike coming, and then the burst through. Because I think it's a scene that really highlights the author's storyboarding background. But she bursts through, they lock eyes. She is now got a new road suit on, with a cleavage out.
Yeah. The styles had quite an update, too, from what you showed and this.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the showing the time jump?
Yeah, because there was there's the original Girlfriend of the World part, and then this was finished up later. So yeah, it was originally just a short. Here's her crawling towards Bethany. And what I specifically loved is that
the foot coming out to kick her in the face.
Vega kicks her, but then look at Vega in the background. She's in the I don't know if everybody else is as obsessed with this Naruto meme as I am, but there's a picture of Orochimaru with his leg all the way up in the air and just says foolish in the subtitles at the bottom. That is the position that Vega is in.
Mm-hmm.
And that fucking killed me. Because it's one of my favorite things to think about. But Vega isn't here to catch up. She's fucking pissed. She thought that Bethany was the obstacle between Leo and her earnest admirers. But it's clear now that the problem was Leo all along.
Yeah, I'm sorry, girl.
Vega failed in her mission, and Leo's still a gay fuckboy.
Mm-hmm.
So she also says gay fuckboy, and Leo has that moment of why does everyone keep saying boy? I'm a girl. Well, it's that's not the point, girl. Come on.
There's just not another term for it, girl. Gay fuckboy really works.
Leah referred to herself as a cool, hot girl with a cool, hot bike. But even without Bethany, girls still approached her with kindness. They still reach out to help her, and Leo casts them aside as nuisances, leaving Vega with one question. Just how far will Leo go to avoid being a decent lesbian?
God. Why are you so afraid to be your inner lesbian?
Truthfully. And Leo does attempt to be well, maybe I'm not a lesbian. Maybe everyone's just assuming. And then you get this scene of Vega having found Leo's porn stash. And it's really?
Yeah, you want to say you're not a lesbian?
Mm-hmm. Girl.
Look at all these women scissoring.
Exactly. Leo, having seemingly ignored most of what Vega said, declares, pointing for emphasis, that she could get a girlfriend any time she wanted. She's just chosen not to. And she'd be great at it too, she says with her arms firmly folded across her chest. Vega is stunned into a momentary silence, and then she snickers. Does Leo actually think she'd be a good girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Leo flushes and defiantly claims, yeah, she would be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then. Prove it.
Yeah.
If Leo can date her for a week and successfully convince Vega that she's changed her ways, not only will Vega disappear, never again gracing Leo's doorstep, but she'll return Bethany with no strings attached. It's a risky maneuver, considering Leo only has 2 brain cells, but the prospect of getting Bethany back so she can go on her lifelong dream of an epic road trip is too great. Which I have to say, this is not a lifelong dream. She came up with this today.
Came up with
it. This is brand new. Sure, if she doesn't succeed, Bethany will be gone from her life forever, but saying no to the bet will net the same result. So, Leo agrees. With all of that out of the way, Vega casually wheels Bethany over to Leo's bedroom and invites herself inside, telling Leo she'll see her tomorrow. She throws a darling in there for practice sake, stoking the confusion inside Leo's brain. So just waltzes into her bedroom and is like, this is mine for the week, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also where the days comes in, because now they need to date for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Into this way each, chapter is like named after a day.
Yeah.
Leo's left standing at the closed door to her bedroom, her mind swirling with wild thoughts. Her and Vega fake dating is pretty laughable when you think about it. Ridiculous, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Why should Leo continue to play Vega's stupid games?
This is the straightest Yuri I've ever read. And I'm not reading it, I'm listening.
I have to show you a meme that the author made themselves in relation to what you just said.
I'm so happy.
I will have to bring that up for you. And I will reskeet it to Bluesky at some point, because it's too on the nose. So Leo decides then and there that she's going to get her bike back in her way on her terms. There will be no catering to Vega's every whim this week. Instead, she thinks, as light beams down from the broken living room window, she's going to make Vega so miserable that she won't even last a day.
Girl, isn't this the exact opposite of what you're supposed to be doing?
Yeah, you would think you would just do the thing and prove yourself, but she has 4D Chester way into being like, actually, maybe I do it my way. And so, the fuckboy continues to fuckboy instead of just doing the easy thing, which is maybe just be normal.
You know that American Seto Kaiba song that goes, the only friends I have are the friends I pay?
Yeah.
This is given that sort of vibe, you know?
Oh, giving big dumb baby energy. Yeah, you're right.
That could be her soundtrack.
And so there's scenes of her imagining Vega as this, like, taskmaster of a woman, which all the ways that she sees Vega are too horny.
Yeah.
Like, too horny or too attractive. She can't even, like, figure out a way to make her seem unattractive or worse. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the way that this panel was done up, because it did give me a lot of, again, like, shounen kind of vibes. Like, deciding, oh, this here and now, I'm going to be the one who takes control. It's just drawn very well, even though I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, like, the image of Bethany superimposed over the city skyline.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
It feels very Akira a little bit.
You can see a lot of the inspirations that the author had, which I think is
not
great.
Even Akira. That's not what I was thinking of. Evangelion.
Yeah,
that's what the
no, but there's bits of Akira in it too, so you're not wrong.
Yeah, but there's bits of Evangelion and Adventure Time, so all of this makes sense.
Yeah. So, determined to win by doing literally anything but be kind to a woman, Leo stays up all night, working to concoct a plan to piss Vega off. She's seated on the floor in front of her coffee table as she puts the final touches on her master plan. She leaps up, realizing she's done it. Her plan is perfect. The plan? Well, it's obvious Vega is a prissy particular type, so even the smallest disturbance, like giving her the wrong kind of tea, will send her into a rage-induced tantrum. So while she's distracted by her toddler rage, Leo will quickly stash Bethany under the couch. Once Vega's wits return to her, much, much later, she'll be unable to locate Bethany and be forced to leave empty-handed.
Girl.
I just have a string of question marks and parentheses next to this line, because literally, what the fuck? This wouldn't work on a toddler, even. It's a motorcycle.
This wouldn't work on a toddler, even.
Next comment I just have is 2 brain cells.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the brain cells are starting to fight against each other. Now that it's morning, it's time to enact the first part of her plan. Leo leaves the water on in the sink after she finishes brushing her teeth, assuming frivolous water waste will anger Vega to the point of leaving. Leo sneakily peeks in once Vega enters the bathroom, gazing expectantly. Vega, a relatively normal girl, just turns the faucet off, then looks at the very obvious Leo and suggests that she be careful leaving the water on. 'Cause, utility cost.
Yeah.
That was considerate. Except not, thinks Leo. How dare Vega be so arrogant and think she can't pay her basic bills?
Do you have a job?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. We never know. You know how a lot of animes, you never know where these kids are getting money from, but they also seem to not have parents?
Yeah.
This same situation. All these girls are going off and doing things, and I'm like, where are your parents?
I can't fault it for that. I'm just...
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, too. But this minor setback just strengthens Leo's resolve. It shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
Later that day, Leo and Vega are doing their first date at a grocery store, to Leo's amusement. She assumed Vega would have preferred to go out for a fancy dinner, but Vega's again a fairly regular and reasonable girl, and figured they were both low on cash due to being students, so why not just stay in? And girlfriend makes you dinner is a pretty romantic date in its own right. Okay, well, that's pretty considerate. And maybe Vega wasn't looking down on her, but rather being very mature and accommodating. No, absolutely not. Leo can't fall for how nice Vega's pretending to be. She took Bethany once, so she can't be trusted. Which, this is the only fair thought that she has.
That is the only fair thought you have.
But you're right to be, wary of her and think that she's shifty. That is totally fair. But this means it's time for the next part of her dumb fucking plan. While Vega's distracted, she slips a box of mega tampons into the basket, certain that it'll embarrass her to the point of running away.
Why?
So the whole, somebody slips something into your basket as a prank, and then you get to the checkout, and then you'll get embarrassed.
But both y'all need tampons. You're both women.
I know. Zero thoughts head empty.
Honey.
Leo waits, teeming with anticipation, as Vega checks out with the clerk. Vega does pause when the tampons pass the scanner, but she turns to face Leo with an earnest look of concern on her face. And then she calls out to her. Are you feeling all right? Should we go back and get some painkillers?
Yeah, that's nice.
Leo's body floods with a mix of embarrassment and defeat as she clumsily stutters out that she's fine, totally cool, don't worry about it.
She's so fuckboy, she forgot she's a girl.
And that's what it feels like. Alright, maybe Vega's a tougher opponent than she thought. She not only managed to deflect Leo's attack, but embarrass Leo in front of a cute cashier. But she is the one that stole Bethany, and that was quite a difficult feat, so Leah's gotta play this smart.
Girl.
Impossible.
Impossible for you.
Plan C is almost too easy, since Vega left herself wide open to attack. It's Leo's job as potential best girlfriend ever to prepare their meal, which is the perfect opportunity to sabotage. As she finishes off the meal, Leo takes a container of store-brand regular-ass pepper and pours a gratuitous amount onto the food. She then presents the meal.
That's just fucking seasoning. That's just fucking seasoning. I mean, sure, will we like Italian herbs in there? Or maybe, celery salt or something? Yes.
Yeah, that's the point. She then presents the meal, practically shining with pride over her big deception. So let me at least show you some of this fucking stupidity. 'Cause, yeah,
it's so dramatic.
Yeah, day one, like, I've got the operation underway. We're gonna do this. This is how she views Vega
Yeah.
and all of her little fantasies of getting her to leave.
Like,
It's like a Victorian
princess.
Yeah. But Vega still looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
And in every case, she's like, I'll get my bike back. It feels I can see this be storyboarded in a cartoon. Like,
Yeah.
I'll do this, and then do this, and then this, and then it's just me and Bethany all the way. And then the dramatic scene of Leo grabbing the tampons and then throwing them in the basket.
Tampax jumbo.
It gives the, like, I take a potato chip and eat it energy from Death Note. Yeah. And then she's so ginky about it, like, yes, absolutely. She's going to be embarrassed when the scanner comes up. And then Vega just gives her back completely normal energy. Like, are you good, dog?
Like, is everything okay?
Mm-hmm.
As one should be.
And then at home, once again, Leo's plotting. And it literally says just store brand cayenne pepper. Like, the weakest kind of pepper.
Girl.
And she pours a lot in. And I'm like, dude, with that much food, it's going to dissipate. It's going to be fine.
It's going to be delicious.
But Vega thanks Leo for cooking, going so far as to call her sweet with the gentlest of smiles on her face. This catches Leo off guard, but she quickly shakes it off with a whatever and takes her seat across from the evil bike stealer. Leo watches intently as Vega takes her first bites, certain that the intense spice of the dish will send her running for the hills.
Girl. She ain't even white.
No.
Like, these girls are
like,
ethnic.
none of these girls are white. Yeah.
Exactly. This girl's ethnic. You gotta do more than fucking cayenne pepper, my dude.
I'm pretty sure most of these girls are, like, Southeast Asian coded. This is not the worst thing that could happen to them.
They're those ladies that, like, TikTok makes fun of, women who touch grease and splash it on their face like hot oil. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Vega, instead, smiles and compliments the meal, emphasizing how warm and comforting it is. Her face catches a flush, and she stops herself, seemingly taken aback. Leo flushes in response. Vega's being so earnest, but there's no way this food is edible, right?
Girl.
And it's like, if you stayed with your little feeling of like, oh, she was nice to me and I felt something, we could be making progress. But instead you're like, my plan! Leo takes a bite and is overcome with heat and spice.
You're so weak.
She had underestimated Vega again. For her to be able to brave such a large amount of pepper without flinching and put on such an affectionate act, she has to be on another level.
You're so weak.
Vega's power must be over 9,000. Probably, sort of, I'm sorry. Still, Leo can't give up, even in the face of such a strong adversary. She must make sure her plan succeeds tonight, at all cost. After making sure Leo didn't die from such a gargantuan amount of pepper, Vega heads off to shower and change. Leo offers cleanup, but finds her progress thwarted by an empty hand soap dispenser, which she would have used with her fingerless gloves. So we're clear, Leo's always wearing fingerless gloves, and she's like, better wash my hands first, and that also killed me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's giving Ash Ketchum never takes his outfit off kind of thing.
Yeah.
Unless it's a dramatic episode, he's always wearing the same outfit and, like, going places and eating, and it's like, please take those gloves off.
It's very Pokemon.
It's giving that. But she can't just clean dishes without sanitizing herself first, and the only replacement dispenser is in the bathroom, where Vega is.
Oh boy.
So this leads to an embarrassed Leo awkwardly announcing to a showering Vega her need to enter the bathroom, and then over-telegraphing every move she makes. Like a foolish child with a weird fucking crush.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the bathroom now. I'm getting the soap now. I got the soap.
I'm gonna leave now.
Exactly. Leo announces her departure, but as she leaves, a very important object catches her eye. Vega's motorsuit. This time, Leo hatches an actually for real devious plan.
I will take her suit.
A short time later, Vega exits the shower, wrapping a towel around herself. She reaches for her suit, but of course, finds it missing. She steps out of the bathroom, calling out to Leo and asking if she's seen her suit. The words are barely out of her mouth when her foot touches a fabric scrap. Or scraps, as she beholds the entirety of her suit cut up into pieces. Standing to the side of the carnage is Leo, standing defiantly with a pair of scissors in her hand. This has to do the trick. Surely Vega will finally get mad with her.
Well, she should.
But instead, Vega's shoulders slump and she clutches a hand to her chest as tears stream down her face. Leo attempts to reach out to her, but Vega slaps her hand away and runs off into the bedroom. Leo is left looking and feeling stupid as the weight of her actions finally catch up to her.
You cut up her clothes.
She made a girl cry.
Yeah, girl.
So where will Leo go from here? Will she be able to make things right with Vega? Can she actually get Bethany back? And most importantly, will she stop being a gay fuckboy?
That would be nice.
The answers to these questions and more if you read this totally free book.
Fantastic.
I will say, the only other thing I'll spoil is she does try to make it up to Vega in also a stupid way where she tries to re-sew this motor suit, but it's like a leather suit. You can't just re-sew it. But she tries to re-sew it back and it's really clumsy. But it's like, see, there's the charm showing through. Like, you realize you fucked up bad. You try something crazy. You stay up all night trying to put it back together. And it's like, if you just use your brain to start with, you won't end up in these situations where you've made a girl cry. You dumb sack of shit.
I gotta tell you, I like her so little, I'm dying over here.
That's fine.
The life is sucked out of me. I want to leave. If biting off my tongue gets me out of here, I'll do it.
It won't.
Damn.
I'll put it back for you.
Thank you.
So let's get into the characters a little bit, because this is...
Can we skip Leo?
No,
Can we skip her?
No, I gotta do it.
Because if you say something about, like, she's secretly charming, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go stay at your mom's.
But yeah, let's get into these characters. It should be short. There's really only 4 people in this that show up at all, so... Leo is our motorcycle-loving protagonist and resident fuckboy lesbian. She's pretty cool on the surface, but she's just so tired from forging her own path that she has no time for relationships.
Where's the cool?
Appears cool.
No.
Not actually cool.
No. Her Gary-looking ass doesn't even appear cool. Dear God.
We are also grown people. Your bandwidth for what looks cool is very different as a high schooler.
No. You want to know why? There's no way this hoe having ass can ever be cool. There's no way. Every part of you doesn't cringe and curl up and dry up like a raisin if you meet someone like this.
You know more about her than everyone else.
Oh, God.
You have to remember, you know what she's really like.
Everyone else is just seeing this weird, dumb lesbian.
Yeah, the visage. Yeah. She is absolutely ridiculous and 100% channeling idiot shounen protag. She can be occasionally so stupid that she's charming and sweet, but it takes her a while to get there. So I think day 2 is when she starts actually getting more like charming stupid instead of just girl pull up stupid. She is very much still learning how to be a person, but she's trying at least. She's motorcycle obsessed and is better friends with Bethany than anyone else. She does eventually realize girls are pretty cool, actually, especially Vega. Vega is both our antagonist and our hero, and a hardcore motor girl in her own right. She's committed to her secret job of ridding the world of gay fuckboys, and is really doing the lesbian community a huge service.
She is.
She's both smarter and more earnest than Leo, but she's capable of playing herself also. She loves weird mascots, and is no stranger to falling for stud bushes.
I'm so sorry.
She does, I'll have to show you later, but she does have this mascot that she loves called Capsicum.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little pepper with a face on it.
Yeah, like capsaicin.
Yeah, it's very cute. That was just a random thing thrown in. I'm like, I kind of want a Capsicum plush now, actually. Boots is Leo's only friend and a fellow alumni of Princess Andromeda Academy. She seems more like Leo's poor ignored conscience than a friend, considering how much time she spends chewing Leo out. but she stays by the dumb lead anyway. She's smitten with her girlfriend, Cassie, and is generally having an okay time.
Thank God, Boots. I'm so happy.
I mean, Boots has a full life.
I'm so happy
Leo's
Boots is
not
having
there.
a full life.
Yeah.
A full and rich lesbian-filled life.
Cassiopeia, or Cassie, is Boots' girlfriend, fellow alumni, and the snarky voice of reason. Until Vega takes over in educating Leo, Cassie's the only one who can calmly tell it like it is. She is Boots' source of calm, and a good girlfriend in her own right. Despite her not being Leo's friend, she still wants her to figure her shit out. So I would say Cassie has probably the most patience and the most goodwill towards Leo for staying very much hands off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she at least respects her enough to be like, it would be cool if she changed her ways. I hope she gets that. But respectfully, I'm staying out of this.
I mean,
so smart.
I would be avoiding this girl like the plague.
Yes. So, I read Road Queen because I'd been dying to read something by Mira Ong Chua for a while, and I was not disappointed. I expected it to be good because so many of the professional artists I follow are obsessed with their work, but I didn't expect it to be so earnestly fun, because it is just a fun romp of a ride. Whatever's going on in it, I'm like, that's great, but it does just feel familiar, but in like in a good way, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The whole premise of Road Queen is truly ridiculous. A bunch of girls attending a wild-sounding academy with 100% motorcycle adoption and an obsession with one butch is so fucking silly. It is giving a little bit Utena, even with the whole she's the, prince of the school kind of thing. Everyone's got it out for her, but without all of the extra symbolism behind it.
Fucking drama.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're gonna turn into cars.
What if everything about Utena is just really stupid? What if we're just dumb?
Unless these girls turn into motorcycles, and if that happens, alright.
They don't. We just have Bethany. Add in the one evil lesbian stealing a bike to reform a fuckboy protagonist. Uber silly. It's a kind of absurd premise not uncommon in anime, and yet there's still time for a concrete and sweet story. Kind of like Kill la Kill, but with significantly less nudity and a significantly lower stakes plot. And no weird mother-daughter incest thing.
God, that was so fucking weird. That was rough. That was rough, Scoob.
Yeah, so if Kill la Kill makes you nervous, do this instead. By which all this I mean, the absurdity is part of the plot. The characters play their situations 100% seriously. They do actually live in a world where a woman can get a job reforming bad lesbians via whatever means necessary. That's just fully accepted and makes the whole story that much more delightful. There is a kind of lesson to be learned too. Yes, being a good lesbian is an important thing to strive for, if, you can. But really, the lesson is to open your heart. To allow yourself to be afraid of getting hurt, but not to let that stop you from making strong connections with others. It's such a Sailor Moon-ass lesson, but the thing about Tsukino Usagi is that she's fucking right. Mm-hmm. She is always fucking right. And again, because this comic is just as goofy as it is earnest, the meaning is still important and well expressed. Because I did expect to just laugh the whole time, and I still laugh through the character growth portions as well because it's silly Billy. Mm-hmm. But I left it and I was like, well, they did achieve what needed to be done on both sides. That actually is nice. You do start warming up to Leo over time because she's earnestly trying to figure her stuff out and do better. Everybody loves a growth story where you see somebody change around from being the stupidest, biggest fuckboy you've ever seen in your life to being an actual kind and caring person. And even the ending I like because Leo isn't perfect afterwards, but is trying, and I like that even better than if suddenly she became the princey lesbian type,
We just need them to be reformed. We don't need them to be perfect. And that's really it.
Yeah. Leo's truthfully so stupid, but you can't help but root for her as she figures out how to become a good lesbian. Watching her try and fail and develop her feelings is cute, actually, as she simultaneously channels oblivious masked characters from both shoujo and shonen. And she really does remind me of shonen protags and their kind of, vapid, empty-headed nature that they can have. But, she gives me a lot of Yuma from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeal. Mm-hmm. No thoughts, head empty, only card games. But in her case, it's bikes. But then also she reminds me of a lot of the dumb male leads from shoujos as well. They're like, I can't believe this girl gave me, this special scrunchie to pull my hair back. And it's like, yeah, dude, she made it for you. What the fuck is wrong with you? Pull up and just like her back. And then Vega, coming to the slow realization that maybe she wants more than just another job well done, isn't new by any means, but it works. These are all familiar tropes, but rather than play them with abject sarcasm, disdain, or parody, they're played really honest. So much of the humor relies on pure silliness, making it easily accessible to a wide audience. But a familiarity with comics, anime, boy love, and girl love help take the comedy to a whole other level. It's not lost on me that Vega has both blonde and pink hair. Because, the whole pink-haired girls are normally kind of fucked up in girl love, blonde-haired girls are normally more pure or whatever. She is marked as both the female lead and the villain just by the color of her locks. The whole premise of fake dating made me chuckle. One part out of delight, because we love fake dating in this house.
It is so fun.
And the other part at myself for loving one trope so much. It's just kind of ridiculous. We just really do love fake dating. It's super cliche. It happens all the time. But, I don't know. I want some more. This is a comic that calls out its audience and all the little tropes they love, but in the kindest way possible. You're not getting mocked as you read this. It feels more like you're being told a story from a fellow girl love-pilled friend.
Yeah.
And that was very intentional. Mira Ong Chua wrote this with two goals in mind. One, to finish a big project, and the other, to make their partner laugh.
Nice.
They never expected to sell more than 100 copies max. The owners of these books likely being 100 or so people very familiar with their work. So, ROADQUEEN is written like it's for the author and their partner and a handful of friends. But that's one of the key reasons why it's successful. The vision is clear and the passion's evident, and I really feel like I understood where the author's coming from. Like I said before, this isn't parody, there's no mocking. It's more like the author is showing their work. So all these, comments we're making about, oh, it reminds me of this comic, reminds me of this anime, or I'm getting Adventure Time. That's on purpose. Like, there's nothing...
It's very obvious. It's intentional from the few pages you've shown me.
Yeah. You're supposed to know what inspired them. And it's so nice to read something so unabashedly afraid of being itself. And I will say, too, the author expected to sell 100 books, right? They mentioned that in the preface for this book. This got picked up by 7 Seas.
Nice.
And actually got published. And you can still buy the physical copy from, whatever store you want to. So they really thought this was just going to be for them. And then it has such a massive appeal to, I think, anime and comics fans that, it went crazy.
Can I just say why I think that is? For all the shit I'm giving it, this is kind of what you want in a Yuri.
Yeah.
Yes, we love our toxic Yuri. And I'm sure some of us love our dead lesbians who try really hard, kiss once, and then don't make it in the end. I'm sure someone loves that.
Yeah.
But this is funny. This is nice. It's easy to get down, and it's nice to, shift away from the burdens of your queer world.
Yeah.
Or just the world in general. So, this is 100% nice. I'm being shitty and bitchy about it because it's something fun I get to do about a fuckboy lesbian.
Yeah.
Because fuck boys, lesbians, men, thems, fuck all of them. Fuck boys suck. But this is exactly what you kind of want to see in any queer story. It's a universe where people just happen to be lesbians.
Everyone's lesbians.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
And it's very good. It's it's just nice. It's not crazy.
It feels comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah. ROADQUEEN is such a goofy ride. It's fun and cute and is effortless in its style. It's a sort of comic that feels both familiar and refreshing. It masterfully mixes genres and disparate elements together into a believable world with wacky stakes and a heartwarming ending. Mostly, it's just a fun ride that is a testament to the joy you can bring when you are true to yourself.
Gross.
I mean more about the author being true to themselves.
Okay. Yeah, I know, but when we get too wholesome in here, I gag. I'd really rather, be gagging for a different reason.
So, if you're down for a silly, goofy time, with fuckboy lesbianism and hot bikes, Road Queen is for you. It contains fuckboy behavior, sigma attitudes, and idiocy. And that's really it. There's really nothing objectionable in this whatsoever.
All
It
right.
should be very easy to get down.
You know this means it's going to get 2 ratings because we didn't get any whole.
That's fair.
All right.
You can buy it via the bookstore of your choice or request it at your local library. You can also download a copy for free from the Mira Ong Chua shop. So that's MiraOngChua.shop.
All right. So, again, we typically do comics that have a little hole in them.
Mhm.
You know, a little hole.
Mm-hmm.
There's no hole in this. So, for a whole rating, I kind of have to give it a 0.
Mm-hmm.
Do they even kiss?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we even get innuendo that there's anything sexual happening between them?
Yes, there is an extra at the end where they are desperately trying to fuck.
If we're getting innuendo, if we're getting like something,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give them a 3 out of 10. I'm not gonna give them 5 out of 10 because it doesn't sound like they get there.
They do get there. It's more like the extra talking about, oh, we haven't fucked in a while. We are now trying to desperately fuck again.
Okay, then I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. It hit a hole, but it's not here for the horny. But as a general story, I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. It's a good story. I did shit on it for its fuckboy characters. I really don't like fuckboy characters. I don't like them in real life. I don't like them in fantasy.
Fair.
But this one's really funny because it's being intentional and it's humor. This is the only time you can really overlook this stupid ass behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, they're stupid. Yes, I want Vega to have someone better. But honestly, I'm still going to give it a 10 out of 10. I think everyone should read a fun, silly story every now and then. And it's really nice that there's a queer option.
Mm-hmm.
So, 10 out of 10 story-wise, 5 out of 10 hold-wise.
That's fair. If you want more from Mira Ong Chua, you can find them on Bluesky at miraongchua.com. So, as I was saying before, MiraOngChua.com. Or visit their website at the same address. They've published a ton of other comics, so there's plenty more to read, and all of it very queer. Though I'd recommend giving their newest book, The Prince in the Basement, some love. Because I do believe The Prince in the Basement has a trans queer love story going on.
Nice.
But every comic that they make is queer. And so I've wanted to read all of them. And they have multiple long books and then several short stories. I cannot express how productive they are. And everything that I've heard is like they're absolute bangers. Like they get starred reviews regularly for their books. So please read this one for free off their website and then save up some cash and buy one of their other books. They have digital and physical copies for a lot of these. I have heard rumors that they're going to kickstart another book within the next year. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, there's plenty.
All right.
So, whole chat schedule is changing for the next few weeks. So for more specific updates on that, make sure to follow us on Bluesky and Tumblr, both at whole-chat. I will announce what it's going to look like for on through August or early September, but we'll let you know. Bluesky inquiries, as always, should be sent to whole.chat.69@gmail.com. And as always, we appreciate every like, subscribe, comment, or share, and it'd be sick as hell if you did that even harder. We hope y'all had a good Pride Month, and we appreciate y'all spending at least a part of it with us. Thanks for listening, and tighten up.
Tighten up.